Hey Rivet crew, happy Monday. Let's get this week started. As you can see, today's workout, we have a couple of couplets, a 21-15-9 couplets. We have one that goes down, 21-15-9. They have one that goes back up again, 9-15-21, alternating back and forth between some pretty light power snatches and overhead squats. And then right there in the middle, the filler in the sandwich today is some calories on the bike. We have 50 calories for fellas and 35 calories for the ladies. That just happens one time right there in the middle of the workout. So yeah, barbell is meant to be light, right? This whole workout is supposed to be pretty quick and pretty fast. As you can see, 75, 55 are the RX weights days. Again, these are supposed to be light. The power snatches, you should be able to do big touch and go sets with this. The overhead squats should be maybe not completely unbroken, but very lightly broken, if you will. One thing to think about going into this workout is doing, probably maybe small, quick sets with the power snatches. Obviously, those are easier to break up because they're coming from the floor every time. So if we need to break on those, it's not a big deal. We want to set it up, though, that we can go big on the overhead squats, right? We want to get that bar up overhead. We want to lock it in place. We want to try to get as many as we can before putting it back down again, so we don't have to do those extra power snatches to get back in place. So kind of, break up those power snatches if you need to, but try to set yourself up for big sets on the overhead squats. And then we have the 90 reps before the bike, and then we have the 90 reps after the bike. As far as the bike is concerned, try to push yourself or try to maintain a pace on the bike that you can duplicate the pace on the first 90 and the second 90, if that makes sense, right? The first half of the workout, those 90 reps, the second half of the workout, that second half should take ideally about the same amount of time. So between the first half and the second half. But and then prior to the workout today, just to get familiar with the barbell, I want you to do an EMOM 10, so every minute on the minute for 10 minutes, 2 power snatches, 1 overhead squat. Start light, build up to something heavy, but something that's still technically, mechanically looking good and feeling good. Not super heavy today. Work up to something that's a little bit heavier than what's going to be in the workout, but make sure, you're doing each one with good form. 2 power snatches, 1 overhead squat. Things to think about today. I'll say 2 things to you. I'll say elbows high and flex the triceps. All right, and these things are specifically for the power snatch and the overhead squat. So first off, power snatch, right? We all should be familiar by now with the Olympic lifts. That is mostly lower body, right? We keep the arms long and extended until after that big hip extension. And a good way to prevent what's known as the early arm pull is to flex your triceps. If you flex your triceps hard here, it is much harder. In fact, I think it's impossible to actually pull those arms too soon. So we're looking for straight elbows till after the hips extended. We're going to do that by flexing those triceps right there. And then the other thing is when we go up overhead, or before we go up overhead, actually part of that turnover, we keep our elbows, our triceps flexed, we go up, and then as soon as we get to hip extension, then we pull. We want to keep those elbows high, right? We want to keep that bar nice and close to the body by pulling those elbows high before we turn the bar over. So flex triceps, and then elbows high right before the turnover, as we go into the turnover. And then overhead squats, same thing. Flex those triceps. If we flex the triceps when the bar is overhead, it really helps keep that elbow locked out and create stability through the hole. So flex the triceps there. And then elbows. Elbows high again. We're pushing those elbows up with our triceps flexed. It's going to make for more stability as we stay up overhead. So keep those elbows high, shoulders active, triceps flexed when you're doing your overhead squats today. Those are my favorite cues. Get them done, guys. Have a great workout, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.